The story begins in a future where sometimes men can get pregnant. Despite this, people are hesitant to accept it. In Tokyo City, there was a man named Kentaro who used to work in a big company. He had a relationship with a girl named Aki, but they didn't love each other. One day, while watching TV, Kentaro saw an ad that he hated the idea of having a man's child. He started feeling sick and fell asleep. The next day, Kentaro came up with an idea for the company to show different types of people in their ads. Everyone liked this idea, and he was made the creative head. Coincidentally, it was his birthday that day, and as Kentaro cut the cake, memories of his childhood surfaced. He recalled how his mother could only afford to bring one piece of cake for him, and then she had to go back to work immediately because she was left to raise him alone after her husband died when she was young. Later, Kentaro started feeling dizzy again, but he didn't pay much attention to it. At night, his mother, Tomoka, called him to wish him. She was still working because she didn't want to be a burden on Kentaro. The next day, Kentaro felt dizzy again and went to the hospital. The doctor shocked him by revealing that he was pregnant. Overwhelmed, he ran away without listening to anything else. Later, he bought a pregnancy test and confirmed that he was indeed pregnant. The next day, without telling anyone at work, Kentaro attended a meeting and discussed the challenges of women, particularly how they had to cover themselves while feeding milk to their children. In the middle of the presentation, 2 drops of milk came on Kentaro's shirt and he rushed to the bathroom. The motherly instincts inside him were awakened by the crying of the children present in the presentation. In the evening, Kentaro went to see the doctor to discuss the possibility of aborting the baby. The doctor gave him a form that required signatures from both parents. He messaged Aki to meet him, but she was too busy with work. Aki tried to find information about male pregnancy and its challenges on the internet, but everything she found was written about women. Later, when Kentaro visited Aki's house, he shared the news of his pregnancy. Although shocked, Aki agreed to sign the form. However, as Kentaro vomited, all the papers got spoiled. The next day, Aki confided in her friend about the situation, and the friend advised her to reconsider, emphasizing that the birth of a child is a miracle. Aki then met Kentaro and encouraged him to keep the baby, suggesting that he would have a child without having to go through pregnancy. Kentaro refused, stating that the baby was making his life difficult. Eventually, Aki also signed the paper. When Kentaro reached work, he found out that another man had been made the leader instead of him, as he had taken too many leaves and couldn't be trusted. Kentaro just wanted to get rid of the baby. When the doctor called him for surgery, a nurse informed him that the baby was 12 weeks old, and he needed permission from the city office to abort the baby. However, after seeing the baby in the ultrasound report, he was heartbroken and changed his mind. One day, he met a man named Miyagi, who was also pregnant like him. Miyagi was happy about his pregnancy, and Kentaro met Miyagi's family. This encounter made him realize that he wasn't alone in this journey. The next time he and Aki went to the doctor, they learned that they were expecting a baby boy. As the website gained more members, Miyagi and Kentaro decided to organize a gathering for all the pregnant men. The first meeting was successful, and everyone shared their experiences. Even Miyagi's son no longer found his father's pregnancy strange. During that time, Kentaro felt his child kick for the first time, which made him very happy. However, a few days later, he received a sudden call from Miyagi's wife, informing him that Miyagi was in the hospital. Due to some infections, the child had to be delivered prematurely at only 20 weeks, and sadly, the baby did not survive. Miyagi's wife mentioned that their son had been teased at school because of his father's pregnancy, and people in the neighborhood didn't talk to him directly anymore. Upon hearing this, Aki worried that her son might face a similar situation in the future. However, Kentaro reassured her and gave her the courage to protect their son, just as his mother had protected him. A few days later, Aki returned home for her sister's wedding, where her father taunted her for only thinking about herself and not getting married. Meanwhile, Kentaro started experiencing stomach pains and had to go for a checkup. The doctor advised him that he would have to deliver the baby soon, and an operation would be necessary. At his workplace, people started making ads about Kentaro's child without consulting him. Feeling upset about this, he eventually decided to resign from the company. Despite leaving the company, Kentaro's fame from the ads persisted, making the company reluctant to let him go. So the CEO himself came and praised him a lot. After hearing all this, Kentaro started crying emotionally and agreed to stay in the company. In the evening, Aki overheard some people making fun of Kentaro's ad. In anger, she told them the truth. After coming home, she told her parents that she was going to be the mother of a pregnant man's child. But despite this, she wasn't thinking of marrying him. Her parents did not like this at all, but she said, "You don't have to worry. I will keep living in Tokyo and raise my children. You can live here comfortably." Then she went back to Tokyo and met up with Kentaro. They both decided to give a good upbringing to the child in their own way. When Kentaro reached his house, a man was waiting for him. He said that he is both the father and mother of Kentaro. Kentaro immediately called his mother and ordered that man, named Ichi, to leave. His mother said that Ichi had left him after Kentaro's birth. Not listening to his mother, Kentaro decided that he would keep Ichi with him. He even got a picture of his birth in Ichi's clothes. Ichi showed him some new things for men's pregnancy, which Kentaro also liked a lot. After this, Kentaro went to his mother to hear the whole story. She said that in the old days, pregnant men had to hide because society considered this thing very bad. He was so sad to hear people's taunts that he ran away from home. His mother said that it would not be right to work with Ichi because she didn't trust him at all, although Kentaro had full faith in him. Meanwhile, Aki received an offer of a very good job in Singapore, but for the job she had to go to Singapore for 2 years. When she talked to Kentaro about this, he refused, stating that if she wants to raise the child together, she will have to stay here. Aki was very sad to hear this. The next morning, Kentaro saw that everyone was accusing him of cheating because his father ran away with all of Ichi's business money. This caused a crowd outside his house. Miyagi and Kentaro's mother came to support him. His mother said that Ichi must have invested all the money in gambling. After this, Kentaro caught Ichi in a van with other gamblers. Ichi returned all the money and said that he has become used to running away and that's why he can't work with Kentaro. The next day, Aki said that she is going to Singapore, and after some time, she will come to take care of the child. The office also started removing Kentaro from the ad. Kentaro told his father everything in a press conference and said that he is innocent. His father became like this because of the bad behavior of people. When he started leaving, he fell unconscious on the ground. Aki was also watching all this from the airport on TV. Seeing Kentaro's bad health, she ran straight to the hospital. There, Kentaro's mother also arrived with Ichi. The delivery time was very difficult for Kentaro, but both the father and son came out safe. Ichi took the same picture as she had taken at the birth of Kentaro. After some time, Aki and Kentaro started raising the child together. Kentaro's story was heard everywhere, and people came forward to help pregnant men. Now girls used to give pregnant men a seat on the train. After some time, Kentaro told Aki to go to Singapore and fulfill her dreams. Even after her death, she often came to meet her son. Kentaro was proud of his upbringing, and he was sure that one day his son would become a great man. If you liked the video, then please like it and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.